Let's go to Congressman August Pfluger, Republican of Texas. The congressman that said it would be advisable for the vice president to stop at that border has been urging the president to do so himself. Joins us right now. Congressman, we don't know exactly what the vice president's plans might end up being. She might surprise folks and get to the border. If she did, what do you think she should pay attention to?
Well, Neil, the administration, President Biden, Vice President Harris, have abdicated their responsibilities to keep Americans safe. They have abdicated their duties. That just the clip we just heard, this is a federal issue. The state of Texas had to declare emergencies in 34 counties. Now think about that. We're spending millions of dollars here in the state of Texas to keep ourselves safe. Meanwhile, the administration wants to send $300 million to Northern Triangle country. I think we need to focus right now on what our Border Patrol agents need.
Now, what's changed in this administration is a lot of these cases for those, who are, converging at the border, is they used to be adjudicated under Donald Trump on the Mexican side of the border, now on the U.S. side of the border. That's something you want to see change, but right now there are no signs that it will be. If it continues like this, then what?
Well, if we're going to address the root cause, which is what the vice president is saying, then we do need to adjudicate those in Mexico and before the crisis and the surge reaches our borders. And that's what we've been calling for all along, is to have Remain in Mexico policy reinstated, to have those agreements with Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala reinstated, just like President Trump did. He knew what the source of the problem was. He was working with those governments and making sure that the surge didn't happen. And the rhetoric is also something that the president cannot say with either unsaid or policy that our borders are open. That's what's being communicated to the rest of the world right now.
Democrats have counted, as Congressman, that these waves of, incursions at the border happened under Republican and Democratic presidents alike, that they happened under Donald Trump on two different occasions over 2 different years in the span of his 4-year term, and that you can't blame it on administration per se. What do you say?
Well, sure. I mean, this has been an issue that we've been working to correct, working to prevent, and finding solutions for. I think the key difference right now is we've got 4 known terrorists that have entered this country this year. We've got more fentanyl into the state of Texas than we know what to do with. In fact, that fentanyl could kill 21.5 million people in its total amount. So what we're doing right now is we've completely reversed course on policies that we're working to stem the flow, curb the tide, and make sure that we corrected the crisis that's occurring.
While I have you, and if you don't mind my switching subjects, sir, we have this push for a global minimum tax that Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, has signed on to along with her 6 counterparts from some of the richest countries on the planet, and that include England and France, Italy, and a few others. I'm just wondering what you make of that, because it's been used as a negotiating tool to get Republicans on board with an infrastructure package where corporate taxes won't be hiked as the president had earlier planned, but this floor, this 15% global corporate tax would be in place. What do you think of that?
Well, anytime we're raising taxes on American people, I believe that we're doing the wrong thing. In 2017, the tax reform lowered taxes to record lows. In 2019, we came into the federal treasury with more tax revenue in the history of this country. So now we're going to go into a summit with a position of weakness. We're asking the president to go with a position of strength, and meanwhile, he's just giving our industries away. He's giving our instruments of power away. So obviously, this is very concerning for what the administration is doing. We don't support higher taxes in any way, shape, or form.
So if you got rid of the fear of a 28% tax and you had a 15% corporate tax, a global tax, you would not be for that?
Well, I think we need to look at the details and see how the cumulative effect of what it does to our country, how that affects, not just the corporate rate, but how does that trickle down and affect the rest of the American working class people?
Got it. All right, Congressman, thank you for coming in. Always good seeing you. August Pfluger, the Republican Texas Congressman.